Hey everyone, so today's video I'm going to be installing the real hex screws. I think they're called hex screws, but the real screws that go into this and also on certain places on the pack. They are these. You find these all over the Proton pack and the wand. They use these a lot. So yeah, I'm just gonna take my Dremel here, cut these down flush, do it nice and level, like try to make it as level as possible, and then drill a tiny little hole the size of the screw. Remember, you just do the size of the bolt or the screw minus the threads. So you just want that inner part. So then the threads will actually ride right on the edge of the hole, and they will literally screw right on in and get tight. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with this piece here, and let's see how that looks. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys. So I cut this one off here, and then I found the right drill bit by just basically just eyeballing it. And what I do is I'd find one, I'll eyeball it, and whatever I think is the right size, I'll move one down just to make sure, because you don't want it to be, if it's too big, you're kind of screwed. So I found the right bit, drilled the hole, and now I'm just putting a screw in. So I'm just gonna grab a Allen wrench, and that's gonna tighten all the way down on there. So I'm gonna do that to all 6 of these. And obviously it's not something you need to do, but since I'm doing every single other thing to this pack, or to this wand, I want to make it, like I said, this is the wand I'm keeping forever, so I'm going to do everything I can to make it as authentic and as real as possible. Plus, these tiny little screws, like every little thing I'm doing, it's going to add a little bit more weight, which is going to make the whole thing feel more real. So, all right, so I got that one screw done. That's the other side of it. It doesn't impede on anything on the inside. None of them are gonna, so actually, let me make sure over here. Yeah, no, that's good. This should be fine. Yeah, so I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, that should be good. So there it is. You can tell the difference between the fake ones and the real one here on the left. So yeah. Again, it's definitely not something that needs to be done, but I'm gonna do every little detail is what matters to me. The more details you have, the better. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. All right, so just a heads up if you are gonna try to do this. So the one screw here coming off of this part here, you can't get a screw in there because that hole ends up being right on this this plate right here, this support. So what I'm going to do is, you can either move the hole slightly over just a little bit and then have the screw come up there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a screw and cut it. I'm going to cut the screw itself super tiny. It only has to go in a few threads. I might even maybe throw some super glue on it just in case, but yeah, because you're only looking for the looks anyways. You're only trying to get this. It doesn't matter what's on the inside. So as long as it stays there. So I'm just going to cut the screw. That way it doesn't impede on that plastic support beam right there. So that's just a little heads up if you do plan on doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, get these screwed down, and I'll be done with this part. All right, so I'm all done with these ones here. Got all 6 of these screws in. Now, one goes on the top of here, one goes on the side of here. Gonna have to cut this one as well because there's no room for the screw to go in because you have the barrel here, or the whatever you want to call that. So you're gonna hit that and damage it. So I'm just gonna do a hole again, knock as soon as I break through, stop so I don't damage anything. Then I'm gonna cut one of these screws, and also the screw that goes here and here, it has 2 washers. So you got 2 washers, and then the screw goes in. So I got to figure out what the length I actually need, where I need to actually cut it. So yeah, one there, and then also there's going to be one. I'm putting one there, one here. I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I just installed these bolts and washers here. I looked at a crap load of reference photos and obviously watched the movies. Those bolts are on the 84 wands and the Ghostbusters 2 wands, at least from what I saw from the actual screen used and actually screenshots from the movie. So I actually, you know, I've pretty much studied the proton pack, the wand, like for many years, and like I never noticed that. So I think it really looks awesome. I think it gives a really cool look to the wand, and I'm very happy with it. So I got those on there. Now, if you're gonna do this, I had to cut the bolts like in half. There are smaller sizes you can get. I don't know the names of them, guys. There are ones you can get that are much shorter. So if you don't feel like cutting them, because it kind of is a pain in the ass to cut these, just look for a shorter stem here. And all you need is, all you need is a few threads into the hole. So I drilled the holes. And obviously, as soon as I busted through this first plastic piece, I stopped, because you don't want to damage the wand inside here. There's also a wire running through here that's pretty close to this hole, so you just want to make sure to stay away from that when you do this. You can see it from the inside. But yeah, you just drill the hole, cut the bolt, or get a much shorter bolt and just drill it on in. What I did is I did put a little bit of super glue on the screw, and also that washer that goes in there, just in case, just to make sure it stays there if it does come out. But I mean, they were pretty tight to begin with. So and then I added the 2 screws here. That's movie accurate. Sorry guys, my allergies are killing me, so sorry about all the sniffling. Got those there, and then like I said previously, I got the 6 screws on the bottom here. And yeah, so now I'm going to install the clipper valve. So yeah. So as a refresher, here's the fake clipper valve that comes with the wand. Here's the real one, much heavier. So all I did was unscrewed the first one here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut off this nipple off of this one, so it'll sit flush inside there. And I'm also going to drill new holes for these bolts here. And then I'm going to super glue it as well as bolt it on, just to make it, you know, make it more stronger. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. We'll see how that looks. So after looking at this a little bit more, you can actually keep that nipple on here and drill a new hole for that to go into. You should clear everything inside here, but I still decided just to cut it off. I'm going to put it flush on there. Put the bolts into the new holes here, and then obviously some super glue here, and that'll be it. But if you wanted to not cut this off, you should be able to do that. All right, guys, so I got the real clipper done, and damn, does it look good. I love what the real hardware does to these things. It just brings it to life. It really does. And it's always hard to tell on video, but in person it's crazy. So yeah, I'm very happy with this so far. Boom. Yeah, so I just, like I said, you drill those holes out a little bigger. The real clippered valve is slightly wider, so this screw here, you're gonna have to come out just a little bit more this way to get that hole drilled in there. But yeah, I mean, it tightened in there real good. Like I said, I did throw some super glue in the back of this. Really didn't need to, but I'm always someone who's always more cautious. So, but yeah, the tightening are really good. It's holding it good, and yeah, that's it. So now all I gotta do is I'm waiting for my real aluminum pieces to put throughout the pack. Waiting for the real brass pieces for this and the new red wire. I got a bigger green wire here, but I'm waiting for the hardware brass pieces to fit in here. Once I do that, I'm done. I'm going to be painting this probably white. Probably go with white there. I'm going to be painting this light red. That should be red even though it's not lit. Or when it's not lit, it should still be red. Got my real button here, switch. Yeah, so that's basically it. Basically, this red wire here with the fittings, this green wire with the proper fittings. And then again, I'm going to be putting on aluminum heat sink. This round piece here should be aluminum color, not black, but that's coming as well. These 2 circles, 4 circles, whatever are coming. That's all going to be aluminum. Just by putting this thing on, just by putting the real clipboard on, it feels a lot heavier. So by the time I get all the other aluminum pieces on and everything, and the real brass fittings, it's gonna feel so real. Now here's a little trick that I've used in the past. These are lead balls. They're called ballasts. They're for like, I don't know. They're for weight. Anything that you need to add weight to or this or that, like that's what these are for. So this is 3 pounds right here, and it's pretty heavy. It's real heavy actually. So what I've done in the past is I've actually put these wherever I could in the prop. Obviously not where it's going to be rolling around. It's going to be in there nice and tight and stern, and ain't going to be moving or nothing. But put these in there, and man, it really adds so much weight that when you pick this thing up, even if you had like a friend come over and he knows what it is, he knows it's a Haslab, he knows it's, a toy, it's fake, whatever. But when he picks it up, especially after you do all the visual modifications like I've done here, but when you go to pick it up, he's gonna be like, whoa, like this is real. Like it becomes real. Like, I don't know, it just feels a lot more real, guys. Sorry, I don't know how to explain stuff. I get excited, but so I have used these in the past. They worked great. Got these on Amazon. Like I said, this bag here is 3 pounds. It's real heavy. It is lead though, so I always use gloves when I mess with it. I don't know if it's really gonna do anything or whatever, but I think these are also used for bullets or something and guns. I don't know, but it really, even just a few of them here and there, like, will add enough weight to where it takes this toy feel to absolutely really real feel. One other thing that I realized is really cool is with these 2 screws here that I added, I have them going down just enough, like as soon as it starts touching this barrel, like it puts a little pressure on that barrel. And what these I think really did in real life or in the movie was it actually holds the barrel on. I think this whole barrel here slides in, and then these actually are the screws that holds that on. So it kind of did the same thing here, guys. Like tightening these, when I got these screws in here and it's just holding this plastic tight on both sides like that, it actually made this whole thing stronger. It definitely feels a lot stronger, which is good because I will be adding this extra weight to this thing. So I was worried about that, and these screws actually have a purpose, and it made this a lot stronger. So that's pretty cool. So that's it, guys. I guess my next video will be, well, it depends. I'm waiting for the mail. I got parts that like have been sitting in my city for 4 days, so I don't know if they're lost or what, but they're not moving, which really sucks. So whatever comes first, I don't know if these are going to come first here, the brass fittings and the new red wire for that. Like I said, I got the hose for this, the thicker, bigger hose, but I'm waiting for the brass fittings for that. Waiting for the aluminum pieces to put all around. So that'll be it. Once I get those on, well, once I get all those pieces, this will be done. I can't wait. So I want my pack though. I can't, oh my God, I gotta wait till March for that pack. Oh man, that's why I'm hoping maybe I can pick up another Afterlife wand and an Afterlife pack, and I can do that before I get the 84 pack. That would be perfect. And it's going to be so cool to do the Afterlife wand and get that the way I want it, as movie accurate as possible, and then put that up right next to this thing. That's going to be awesome. And it's really going to be awesome to see both packs right next to each other and to see the difference. So, all right, that's it, guys. Like always, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and I will check with you guys later once this stuff actually shows up in the mail. Thanks.